And you see it all gets stuck here. The metal spikes are so much better. They last a lot longer. And they take care of them well. And if you're standing here, you can just, even with a pistol... Holy smokes, what's this contraption? What are you doing, Vidui? What's wrong with you? And why is this purple? Well, so this is so more base building. Doesn't look like much of a base, right? But it actually can be really effective. Now, of course, this is not a fully fledged base, but I wanted to share some ideas and showcase a little bit of how the zombie AI works in certain situations. So, as you know, the zombie paths differently in Alpha 17. So I wanted to show how that works here. And please do stick around to the end, because I'm going to show this base in a Blood Moon Horde. And it looks pretty interesting, but you'll see that it works really well even during a Blood Moon Horde. It's almost a zero well, I'm not going to say zero maintenance. It's almost a base that you don't have to fight at all. You can just watch the zombies or just stand around and wait for the night to end. And it works pretty well. So with the zombie AI working differently, it looks like I missed painting some of these ones. I've wanted to do this kind of a stilt base, and you see I do have a base, and it is on a stilts here. And make sure to subscribe and like the video, and provide some commentary below of how you're doing your base building, and how you'd like to use or abuse the zombie AI in Alpha 17. Can you open up, please? So what do I do here? Well, some of these things actually not needed. I realized that this whole thing is not needed. I wanted to do a similar thing here, and I realized that's not really needed either because of how the zombie AI works. All the zombies will come here, and I can take this one out as well. I was going to make this sort of a mirror so you could come up on all the sides, but it turns out that they all go here. This is the shortest path. They will go all the way through here, and they will come here. And why is that important? Well, if you can get the zombies to act predictably, then, well, you know what to do. You know how to kill them, you know how they're going to walk, and you can sort of plan accordingly. So let me go down into my base here, my nice little purple base. First time I did this, I actually had glass walls and everything, but it causes the zombies to start puking through and everything. So I want to do it this way instead. So let me see if I can show a little bit of how it works. And let me spawn in, look at me. Let's get a zombie. Zombie feral. So he goes here, and he comes here, and he decides that this is the way I want to go. Alright, I'm back with a slightly different way of doing this, simply so you can actually see what happens here. Normally I would just have it as concrete, but it's a little bit difficult to see anything. So let me spawn in a feral zombie here, and feral because he runs a bit faster. Let's do the farmer. Hello, farmer. So he comes running here and decides that, hey, I want to get to you. And then he goes up here, and he runs around here. Oh, now he falls down. He decided that was not the way to go. Come on. Hello. Hello, zombie. Okay, now he comes. If you go too close to this way, he decides that the pathing doesn't work. This way it works. If I'm standing here in the middle, and he's going to go around here, and he comes here and falls down. And then he goes back to doing that. So what happens if I stand too far over here, he decides that, hey, I can't get to him. And then that's why he falls down, because he wants to beat the pillars. But here, well, you see that works. He takes some damage, and he runs around. He does that over and over and over again. So if I, let's put a few of this one here, and you will see this nice train of zombies. And they all path the same way, and they all path around, and they decide that they go around this way, and he jumps. So what happens sometimes, depending on where they are, they decide that they're going to jump because they think that, hey, I can get across. Normally they don't, but it depends a little bit of how you stand. If they do jump, sometimes they can get in a sort of a flying punch on the pillar, so you want to make sure the pillar is upgraded, because they can take a little bit of damage. If you do it wood, it doesn't work as well. But if I just stand here, everything seems to be working very well. If I move over here, the pathing might not work, and then you sort of have to adjust yourself. And you'll see them coming below, but if I stand here, everything is fine. They go the same way continually, right? Look at this safe base. You can have a whole horde If I see if I spawn in that, let me spawn in all these ones. See if I can jump here. Did I get 25 there? No, I didn't get 25. Let's do this. 25 bull ferals. Right. So you can have a lot of the zombies and they're all gonna run the same way and it's all very predictable. Not too bad, right? Now I did have this second pillar just in case they manage to destroy this one. As I mentioned, they sometimes do a flying punch. So I have this second pillar just to help to hold things up so I don't fall down and die. But yeah, this is how it looks. And the good thing about this one is that it's a really good place to just to shoot the zombies. Right? They all come in the same direction. And if you have a gun, you can literally just stand here. Right? And you can get headshots the whole day long. Right? And let me do this. So I'm going to put on some other traps and I'll be back just in a moment. Of course, it's going to be very short for you. Alright, I'm back here. I placed some wooden spikes, and of course metal spikes would work even better, but you know, early game, because you can actually do this early game. As soon as you can do probably cobblestone, you don't really need concrete, but if you do cobblestone, you can probably accomplish something like this, because it has enough hit points to survive the occasional hit. So they come running here, and, well, they're going to be stopping here or falling down, and then they're going to continue, and all these ones are stuck on these ones, so it gives you even more time to attack them. And some of them are like, no, I don't know where he is. I mean, this is taking too long. I can't get through the spikes fast enough. See, this looks pretty good, right? Pretty easy. And again, if you stand wrongly, they'll start bashing below here, so you have to be careful about that. If the closer here you stand, the better. But of course, the closer you stand, they could get in an occasional punch as well. They're all coming here and they're all jumping. Look at them jump. Of course, this is because there's so many of them in one place. Normally you don't have 30, 40, 50 zombies in one place. Alright, let's see if I can get him to go around. Yes. Go around. Alright. He's really stuck. Okay. Now he's around. Alright, and they come here again, and pretty good, right? Just having some spikes will delay them even more. And of course they will destroy the spikes, especially if you have this many of the zombies coming. But let's do this. Let's put on some barbed wire. Alright, I've now put down some barbed wire, which of course means that they get stuck even more. Which makes it even easier to target them and just shooting them. Alright, you see they're stuck over there. And you see they use the barbed wire to jump as well, but it still slows them down, right? And the same thing is happening all over the place. They're all stuck on the barbed wire. So combining barbed wire and the spikes is really effective because, well, they get slowed down. And they destroyed one of the barbed wire there. So it helps you if you want to do effective defense as well. Just have some barbed wire. You saw he jumped, right? And then he decided he's going to get a flying punch. You just adjust a little bit. And you see here, if you were just standing here defending actively, whether you have a gun or you have a bow or something, getting headshot here and killing them is reasonably easy. And of course, if you combine that with having more spikes around, more barbed wire, you know, even if you have some traps and everything, is really useful. Now, I'm going to start off Blood Moon Horde, so let me show that as well. I'll come back, and I'm gonna bring this back to having concrete so they can't see me as easily, and I'm gonna do Blood Moon Horde here, and you'll see how that one works. Okay, so we are at the Blood Moon Horde coming here, and what I've done, I put on some spikes and some barbed wire just to help slow them down. I'm gonna close this one. I do have glass here so I can see the vultures, but otherwise I don't think I can see below here. Straight. And we'll see the zombies coming in, and my game state is pretty high. It's 292, so of course you wouldn't have this on a normal day 7. I mean, again, this is just a showcase. Showcase that it actually works pretty well even at high game stage. Okay, so now I probably have something vomiting it, which is again what you have to guard against. The vomit is probably the worst bit. Let's see. Oh, I see. It's him. They see through the hatch actually, but you see all the zombies are running here. And let's see, there's a cop somewhere. Oh no, it's another one of these ones. Let's take care of these ones. So if you don't have the glass plates here and everything. They can see you, won't vomit, and I think the hatch as well. So again, this is just to give me some visibility. And you see them are jumping here, they're coming here, and they're sort of launching off each other. So let's assume you are, you see up on top of here? Yes. Okay, let's take care of this one too. So let's say you have a normal Blood Moon Horde, maybe not this high, but they'll slowly come in here and you can just attack them. And the ones that don't die and the ones that fall down, well, they'll start running around. You see, come here, and they'll run up, right? And of course, I took away the glass. I don't have spitting and vomiting from that direction. And you see, it all gets stuck here. The metal spikes are so much better. They last a lot longer, and they take care of them well. And if you're standing here, you can just, even with a pistol, assuming you didn't have a cheaty pistol, you can just stand there and shoot them. If you have a bow, you have a crossbow, you have a AK-47, a sniper rifle would be perfect here actually, because you can just shoot them as they slowly make their way. If you want to get the experience, having the barbed wire is good. Now you have to be a little bit careful here. You see that they get stuck and they start to try to bash, so placement is a little bit important. You see, they do the same thing, right? They don't do anything differently. Of course, you have the vultures that are vomiting, but otherwise they're gonna just be running around and they'll be coming here. Come on. Yeah, you can see them in the light. And bam. Bam. You can just shoot them here. Especially the cops, because the cops will come up here and they'll go like, oh yeah, I can spit at you, I can vomit at you. But the rest of them, well, you see, they're not targeting the pillars because they think that they can jump across. And it's basically a 2-block distance here. And then I have a pole. And yeah, they decide that this is the best way to get through. And then they fall down. And if you stand just right, they won't even try to punch. And yeah, this is really simple. And I think that pretty much for even a high game stage, this works really well. I mean, I have hardly any defenses. All I did was sort of this walkway. I have 2 pillars just for stability, have a small little room, and yeah, I can be standing here the whole night, just taking care of the cops because they might be vomiting at me, and yeah, that's about it. And this is one of the problems with the AI currently, is that it's so predictable, and because they follow the same path, you know, you would have wanted them to do something differently, not following the same path over and over again. So I'm not going to stand here the whole night. Obviously, that wouldn't make sense. But I hopefully gives you some ideas. And let me know in the comment section below of how you are using the zombie AI. And would you make a stilt base like this so that you can have your base up here and have them run around on a sort of a raised platform. And you can just take them off, well, pick them off one by one as they come to attack you. And let's take him. If you do, let me know. I would love to see your base design. And make sure you subscribe and like, and I'll see you again next time. Stay safe.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the vetted community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.